Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for joining the second PTA meeting in this school year. So first of all, we're gonna review the meeting minutes for the last meeting. So Stanford can pull out the meeting minute. So we're gonna do a quick review. And if there are any questions or changes you notice that need to be made, please put in the chat. And we have people monitor the chat, and then we can raise the issues and then we can address it.
And these minutes will be on the Noelani PTA website. So for those who want to view it again, feel free to look at these minutes as well as any past minutes from previous meetings.
Okay, thank you, Stanford.
Okay.
Is there any questions, comments in the chat? I don't think so, right? Okay, so can we have a motion to vote?
I motion to approve minutes from the August meeting.
Yeah. Okay, we got a second from Lisa Tuchin. Okay, so last month's meeting minutes is approved. So thank you, Stanford. Can you pull up the agenda for this meeting? So actually, I forgot to introduce the host in the last meeting, and I almost forgot this meeting. So I am Maria Su. I'm the current president of the PTA. In this meeting, we have the vice president, Stanford Togashi, and we have Secretary Lorelei Sato, and the treasurer, Jennifer was the last name, Itasto, right? Yeah, and also we have school representative Mr. Brian Gusman, Ms. Nakamura, and Ms. Ligol with us. So next time is the principal report. So Mr. Gusman, please take away.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. It seems like a really long time since we had our last meeting. So just a few quick updates, and this includes the updates from the school community council meeting that we had last week also. So we're continuing with our online instruction. We continue to evaluate all of the different aspects of what we're doing between the people who are on distance learning and the people who are on home learning. And we're just looking for opportunities. I think that's probably the best word for it in terms of trying to engage as many kids as possible on a daily basis to keep them connected to us here at the school. And it's been a challenge in a lot of different ways. And so for a majority of people, I applaud you. I know it's really hard work as parents to get your kids on and for them to sustain their attention at times when they're in a home environment and trying to do school kind of stuff. So thank you, I appreciate it. But we still have some people who have other challenges and other focuses in their life, and we're trying to assist them in any way that we can so we can provide the education that we're here to do. So our teachers are working really hard. Our support staff is working really hard to kind of put everything together. And just in general, I appreciate everyone's patience with us as we continue to navigate this course because it's not an easy one. We constantly get different challenges that come down. And so if you have an opportunity, please show your appreciation for your child's teacher. Just a little note, a quick thank you, something, it'll go a long way because it really has been sort of a crazy time, and I think we all can agree the sooner we can get the heck out of this thing, the better. So again, thank you. Other stuff going on. We recently had our PC day. I thought it went very well. We basically went over the iReady program, which is brand new to us. So this was the second professional development that we had, which was to be able to look at the assessments that the kids took, and then what are we going to do with it? And so hopefully everybody at this point, except for kindergarten, who has yet to take the iReady assessment, has added that on to all the things that they're also doing in terms of classwork or XLS or whatever it might be. And that's really individual for each student. So I encourage you, if you haven't gone on and started to do those lessons, to have your kids go on and start to do the iReady on a regular basis. So our next assessment will probably be sometime in the winter, November, December time. And then we'll be able to compare our baseline, which was just recently, to that December time and see what kind of growth that we got out of it. And then we'll have one last one in the spring. So this will be super good data. Hopefully we can release the results of the assessments to parents soon. We were waiting on a couple more kids to kind of finish up their assessments, but I think we decided, we're just gonna try and get that stuff out as soon as we can to everybody. So we're trying to figure out the most efficient way to get it out to everyone. So look for it somehow, either through email or the mail or something, to get the results of your child's iReady results. Okay. Also in the PC day, we did one of the big things that I've been kind of beating the drum for from the time I got here has been around really social emotional learning. And so I had the teachers just sit and listen. And it's very rare that the teachers I told them, just don't do anything on the side, just sit. And we listened to a podcast of all things. And the title of the podcast was The Science of Gratitude. And it kind of gave a lot of research into how we can kind of inject the gratitude into a lot of the things that we're doing and why and how we should be doing it based on science. So I thought it was pretty cool, and a lot of the teachers got a lot out of it. And then the last thing we did was, one of the most valuable things in education is just to give teachers time to plan. And so in the afternoon, the teachers had the opportunity to kind of get together, you know, like this virtually. But it's so much harder because they're all siloed in their classrooms. They don't get to kind of mingle in the hallways and talk with each other as freely as they did before. So giving them as much time as possible to sit down and kind of calibrate, as we say, with each other, like, hey, where are you at? How are your kids doing? Hey, I got a problem with this. This lesson is not really going that well. Do you have any suggestions for me? And just kind of be able to bounce that off each other as professionals, I think is super valuable. And so that was our day, our PC day. And I think it went really well. So thank you for taking one for us, and so we could do our planning to become better professionals for you guys. As you can see behind me, I'll move. This is the latest picture of the progress for the Idea Center. That was taken today. That building is coming up super quick. I talked to the contractor yesterday. I think they'll be putting on the roof and then the metal siding fairly shortly. And then if you look, there's like some spaces. I don't know which way, this way, this way. Spaces over there, those are for the windows. And then if you look on the bottom, there's like 4 little kind of spaces. Those are nooks. So when the building is built, the kids will be able to crawl in there and read. So it'd be kind of cool. So you can kind of see it's the library, and then the middle is the kind of offices and restrooms and things. And then the far end nearest B building is where the makerspace is going to be. So I'm going to put together a slideshow, because I've been taking pictures virtually every week, and it's kind of cool. You can see it from flat ground, and now, you know, it's kind of built up. So I'll put that all together, and then we'll maybe throw it on the website, and you guys can kind of click on it and see how the Idea Center has grown over time. But pretty cool. So I think we're looking at this thing being completed, if it stays on course, by March, April, sometime like that. Yeah, pretty exciting. They were able to finish the fencing in the play court, so we got a brand new fence around the play court, so no more rusty fence. So that's pretty good. And then I'm not sure if I mentioned last time, but the 5th grade gift from last year was a mural on A building, but the artist came back and actually added another mural on the side of the office. So, you know, if you're in the neighborhood and walking around, go check it out. It's pretty cool. And they still have to pour the slab and do some other work for the outdoor classroom, which is going to be located where the garden used to be now, next to the office. So we'll see how that all turns out. As we move forward, last thing on my list here is, as of right now, the plan is that we will return to our originally scheduled model, which is the AB schedule for grades 2 through 5, and the every day for kindergarten and 1st grade upon return from fall break. But again, everything is fluid. I have heard a couple of things about the next couple of weeks. There may be a determination of whether or not that's still the plan, or if we're going to maybe extend or whatnot. So just be flexible. I think they're trying to kind of base a lot of things on more science, which is a good thing, and we'll see what happens. So just stay flexible. We're starting to do some preparations, but it's kind of a waiting game as to, you know, how much do we do and how much time do we put towards that if we're not going to really come back soon. So we're waiting just as you guys are. So that's the best news that I can give you. So at this time, that's what's happening. that is my report.
Thank you, Ms. Gusman. Next is the treasurer's report. Jane.
Okay, thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, great. So we didn't have a lot of activity this past month of August. And so the income is really just, we got an Amazon Smile donation of $165. And then on the expense side, we paid out for the masks that I think we'll be talking about later tonight. And sorry, I was just clarifying with Maria earlier that the reimbursement for the after-school supplies will put back into last year's books. And so our account balance at the end of August, you can see there was about $270,000. And then the other document is just the detailed budget report. And so that is year to date. And it reflects, essentially the same thing as what I just said. So you can see overall right now, just 165 in, 1,800 out, or a negative 1,660. We did get the teacher checks out today. And so that will be reflected for the month of September. And it was just over $7,000 that we were able to give the teachers. Those checks are normally distributed through open house, at open house. But we didn't have that this year, so those were sent out today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. So now I'll move to unfinished business. Last time we were talking about ordering face masks, and as you can see from the report, the invoices has been paid. So Lorelei, can you give us some updates?
Yeah, Stanford, can you project the website? So our vendor put together an online ordering form for us, and Stanford's going to project it up, and we'll go ahead and send this up. I'll ask Mr. Gusman if you can help send this out to all the families for them to order. On the website, it has the design, and there it is. Yeah. And so the design is similar to last year's. Like I shared last time, the difference is we took out the school year so that we can use this design. Parents don't have to buy new shirts every year. And there's a line from the school song in the design. The color of the shirt is an aqua, like a blue-green color. So it's a little, it's a little darker than last year's color shirt. And then the mask are on the bottom. If you can scroll down just a little bit more. So for adults, it's $8, and then for the children's sizes, $6. And so the difference is that the kids' sizes are adjustable, and the vendor.
Noelani mask.
Yeah, and the vendor.
They just showed the school t-shirts, but similar to last year, pretty much same as last year. It doesn't say the ear, but aqua color.
There's also these mask inserts, so that you know how some masks when you're breathing, kind of get sucked in your mouth or your nose, but these mask guards will help with that. And so the vendor is offering that too, and will give us some of the money of the sales of this mask, of the frame inserts. But those are the three things that we're selling. One of the few fundraisers that we're able to offer this year. And if there's any questions, if you need help with the ordering, my contact information is at the beginning of this website. Okay.
Yeah, so I like to add, unfortunately, we can't use the school facility for delivery. So we will investigate the options. It could be mailing directly to the parents. So unfortunately, then parents have to pay. So we gotta investigate how much it's gonna cost. So is that information will be included
Yeah, so right now there's two options, right, that was provided when I spoke with the vendor. The option was if you want it shipped directly to your home, so shipping would be calculated in the order, or drive-by distribution. So know that the closing date, I think it's on the top of this page, the closing date is in October. Yeah, there it is, October 23rd. So it's quite a while. And so after printing and putting everything together, I'm looking at probably November as distribution. So, you know, trying to be hopeful and positive that maybe around that time we could do distribution at school. So we'll see.
Yeah, things might change.
Yeah.
And kids come back to school, we can always get them to the kids too. So we can just kind of wait.
Right.
And see.
Yeah, so I guess we'll stick with the, you know, if you want it shipped directly to your home, that could be an option. And if not, we'll just go ahead and hold it until it is safe to do so at school, or we'll figure something out. And we'll be talking with Mr. Gussman if, you know, when that time can occur. Yeah, okay. But I just wanted to stress that this is our only fundraiser, well, not our only fundraiser, but one of the few fundraisers for this school year. And, you know, if possible, if you would like to purchase a shirt, it would definitely help us in our efforts to then also support our faculty and staff at Noelani. Thank you.
Yep, thank you, Lily. I concur. So craft fair, usually in November, it looks like it's very unlikely, and it's definitely impossible to have it in the normal form. We will discuss later if there's any possibility to do it in a simpler alternative version. So that, with that being said, the t-shirt and the face mask sales would definitely be income, maybe major income generation events. Definitely for this year and maybe for this school year as well. Yeah. Okay, so next, last time we talked about the PTA gonna do an e-newsletter, and actually we're fortunate, one parent actually volunteered to help. So we're looking at issue the first newsletter at the end of this month. We envision the first newsletter will include introduction of the officers and a general introduction of what the PTA's events are and how PTA help the school so that more parents can engage. But if you have any idea or you think that what kind of information will be helpful in the newsletter, please email to the Noelani PTA at Gmail account as the one that included in Mr. Gussman's meeting invitation, so that we can incorporate the idea in the e-letter. And the next item is what we talked last time as well, is to setting the committee chair, shadow advisor across the grade level. And actually after that, one parent has reached out and had a great idea to assign the 3 major fundraising events to the 5th grade, 4th grade, and 3rd grade. And then the grades 1 level below will be the shadow. So I think it's a great idea to keep the PTA, the parents, really engaged and to encourage involvement of more parents, so that it's kind of set up a system who won't have this crisis of missing so many chairs anymore. So we plan to include those information and plan in the e-newsletter to solicit interest for people to engage, and we will assign those levels to the 3 major events in the newsletter, so that if any parents is interested, they can email and then they can we can make arrangement. So that's it for the unfinished business. So we move on to the new business. So the Foodland Give Aloha is happening this month, actually in September. So we have inquiries about membership applications. So we encourage all the parents to participate in the Foodland Give Aloha program along with the membership application. The way you do that is you go to any of the Foodland and you tell them it's the Noelani Elementary School. And actually we have the code on our website. I don't know if Stanford can pull out Noelani website. And then there is how to enroll. And under that, and thanks to Lisa Tuchen, who's the website chair, she had put all the information on that web page, including the new membership application form. We have parents asking because their kids is enrolled last year, so usually we send flyers for this year's the new year's membership application form. So the new form is on the web page. Yeah, thank you. So that's Aloha. So on the left top, yeah, so there is a download file, and that's the new membership form. So you can download that form and fill it in, and so then you go to the Foodland, and then there is also, yeah, this is the form. So fill it out. That's the application form. So if you go back to, yeah, thank you, Stanford. The Give Aloha, and actually if you scroll down, there's a code. So see in the middle, it says Noelani codes. This is the code that you can give to Foodland to participate in Give Aloha. Then they will automatically match some fund and give it to Noelani. And in previous years, we actually received over 5,000, it's always above 5,000 donations from Foodland. So again, we encourage current parents to take advantage of this program while you apply for the membership. So membership fees a year is $15. We have generous parents who donated, I think if it's over 100, if it's 115, you get the Century membership status or something like that. So the details is all laid out on that webpage. So if you're interested, you can read in detail. But this is basically the program. Okay. So next one is our slideshow, but before that, I want to stick in our community report before the slideshow. We actually only got one report from Lisa Imai for the box top. We highly encourage our committee chair to confirm if you're gonna be present or not, and send back reports before the meeting, because even though there's some events as far away, we wanted to have some planning, and maybe we will add you to the panelist if you can be here to talk more about the events. So Lisa, for the box top in the report, she says, so there's two kinds of box top. Now the original style is the one that you have to clip, and then there's another style that you can scan. I think the new digital box top has a label on the side to scan your receipt, and then you can add an app to your iPhone or any smartphone, and then upload the digital box top, and the school will get the credit. Each desktop box top is 10 cents. Yeah. So for the old ones, which does not have the scan your receipt, please put it aside, and they will decide. I mean, the box top organization will decide how to collect them. We will decide how to collect them later when the school goes back, opens, and we can go back to normal. So we have actually made quite a lot from the box top. You can imagine those small little pieces, only 10 cents a piece. We actually made over 11,000 in previous years. So don't ignore those little box tops, and it's appear everywhere. It's macaroni cheese, Cheerios, a lot of things, ramens, a lot of things that kids love. So it's just a simple click or just a scan, and then you can contribute to our PTA and to your children. Okay, with that being said, so can Stanford, can you pull out the slideshow? So it's 6:30 right now. We have 30 minutes. Today we wanted to go through the presentation, which we usually offer at the open house at the beginning of the school year, which we didn't have a chance for this year. So we want to go through this at this meeting so that some new parents or new members can understand deeply what PTA, and we will introduce the chairs and what kind of position we're missing. So next slide, please. So what is PTA? PTA is a group of parents and teachers, as we all see, and we do fundraising events to support teachers and students and our kids, and we organize some fun and family events. So next page, please. So as a lot of parents know that PTA supports music, PE, technology teachers. We actually subsidize those teachers every school year. And last year, PTA actually sponsored to hire the two or three part-time music teachers. And in terms of technologies, I think we support for the for 1 year, I think we support for the Apple computer for the students. That was a while ago. And we also support the, one of the parents actually contributes tremendously, and also PTA support for the big screens in the cafeteria. And also there's materials and like the mission to the Honolulu theaters, the Great for Big Island and Olani trip. Those are all the things that PTA support, including the JPO t-shirts, yes. So we talk about the fun events, the family fun events. These are kind of summary, the new parent welcome, which we didn't have a chance to do this year. The same with ice cream social, trunk treat. We're probably not gonna have one this year. Keki Swap Me usually is in April. Last year we didn't get a chance because we are missing the chair to run it. So this will be a position that we need help with if any parents will volunteer. It's basically like, as you see in the picture, it's like a flea market. And it's quite fun. I've joined a couple of them, and you just bring whatever you have and want to get rid of to the school. And then the students, parents, and the community, actually the neighbors will stop by and invite them. Some parents are quite generous. I've seen like a very thick book is only offered 50 cents or $1, and a brand new wallet for only $1. My daughter was so excited. It's also helped the teachers and community to be together and tight with each other. So it's definitely a fun event that people are looking forward to. Although I don't think you can make a lot of money from it, but it's really a good experience for the students. Movie night is the one that we always do almost at the end of the school year. There's one night that there's a big projector setting out in front of the building A, and parents and kids get together. And I think, is it last year? Yeah, last year we actually had waffle dog offered, and it was quite popular actually. So that's definitely a fun event for the students, teachers, and parents. Next slide, please. So here is a brief list of what PTA has done recently. It included the big contribution, I would say. As I mentioned, it's the projector or screen in the cafeteria that happened in 2017. And one of the big thing is the new playground in the A building, which a lot of parents helped so generously that year. And then we got a tiles recognized by the wall of the building A. If you haven't seen that, please stop by and take a look when we can get into the campus. And the tiles looks really beautiful. And then, yeah, last year, so PTA funded to hire the part-time music teacher. Unfortunately, because COVID, we were not able to do that. But hopefully when everything got back to normal, we can continue with using enrichment classes to the students. I think those music and creative activities are so important for the children. And yes, and towards the end of last semester, last school year in 2020, actually, PTA purchased the storage container, and then now it's all installed. It was meant to install PTA items, and fortunately we made that purchase because now the classroom doesn't need so many chairs, right? So actually those unused furnitures are still there. So the container actually being in good use right now. And as the most recent improvement PTA funded is the cattle gates at the parking lots, which I think plays huge roles because we live nearby, and before the kids was installed, people stay at home, right? They don't have anything to do, so they will walk the campus, and there's random cars parking our parking lot, so it's definitely not safe for our campus and facilities. So since then, it's gotten much better. Although people can walk, but no cars can get in, so that makes a huge difference. So yeah, so how PTA do all of this? It's all because of the parents. So we are here when we're part of them. Our purpose is help our teachers and students to provide a better environment, fun activities for them to enjoy, to have pleasant memories. So we need volunteer. We need parents to volunteer their time, expertise, and I think it's mainly the willing heart, because none of these things are really technical and expertise. I think the treasurer might be one. Thanks, Jen, to do so much heavy lifting work. And so for those really technique work, we outsource. We have our tax accountant to file our tax return. It's just a lot more efficient. So I think a willing heart is the most important thing. If there's a lot of volunteers, everyone just spend a little bit, it will be enough. Yeah, so organize fundraising events, that's one. I think the one of the big one is craft fair, because we don't have a chair, and it's kind of urgent, although it's not immediately need. But for next year, we definitely need one, and hopefully we can find a brave parents take over this year just to have a simple one. So, but we're gonna discuss later when we have a craft fair slide. Next one, thank you. So we have to talk about this in the new business. This is how you can become a member, and we used to do everything on paper on the paper. So, but this year, I think it's a good elevate or improvement that the PTA can transit to paperless platform. So you can get all the documents from the website. And again, the basic membership is $15 a year. And then of course you can pay more if your financial allows. So please take advantage of the Foodland Give Aloha program. Yeah, so they will match the funds we are contributing. So please do that. Yeah, you can also use a credit card. I didn't even know that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's the Give Aloha program. Last year, the matching is over 900. Yeah, I think this couple years, we consistently got like over 1,000. Yeah, so that's the code which you will find in the website page as well. So make sure, yeah, when you submit your membership application form, make sure you have receipt you get from the Foodland. I think the line item they say is the gifts. And I forget if they will give you the number, but that's the receipt we need for join to the for the membership application. Yeah, so I think Foodland since we can't get and fill in the electronic membership application form and email everything to Noelani PTA @gmail.com, that email address. Yeah, and then we would discuss with the membership chair, Jennifer Yamamoto, how we're gonna process this year. Yeah, so craft fair. So craft fair has been a long tradition event, and it is so welcomed and have great influences in the neighborhood because a lot of vendors, they are from the neighborhood and they are only like public revenue source. Of course, they have do something else, right? But for their handcrafting products, this is their only revenue. So craft fair has a special meaning for the community. It's very sad that we cannot do that. So that's why I said we definitely need a chair who can run this fair. We have people who used to help, so they will continue to help, but we need people who can put everything together. So I think Jen has been involved previous years heavily. Jen, can you talk more about craft fair?
Sorry, I just realized I was muted. Yeah, Maria, I think it's just kind of like what you described. You know, it's one of 3 of our major fundraising events, and gosh, the kids have such a great time. I think, you know, we've always sort of joked that it tends to be raining, you know, on the day, but last year actually it did not rain, and we had a really sunny day, and I think you know, the past chair did such a great job with it as well. But I don't know, it's just kind of funny that you know, we say like we can put like a dollar value on sunshine, but last year was really, really good. I think this year, you know, we were just talking briefly before the meeting, because there is no use of facilities, and whatever we do would have to be purely online. If we could just do something really simple, like an online marketplace or some kind of online thing with the vendors, that might be a way we could kind of keep the tradition going, but also not really overextending ourselves, especially in the absence of a chair. So I think what we would like to ask, if anyone would be interested in chairing it this year, if you could let us know by end of month, because typically the craft fair, I think is I'm sorry, I forget if it was the first or the second week in November, and I should know that, but it's in the beginning part of November. And so we would want to get maybe a chair in place by end of month. so that there's at least several weeks to plan. If we're not able to get a chair, then we'll just cancel for this year, and then next year we would plan on being in person again. So if there is any interest, I guess just let one of us know, and then you know, we'll be happy to help. I think we have all of our planning materials from past years as well, and we could certainly get those. But it would almost be like you wouldn't need it because you would just be starting over, essentially, except for the vendor, you know, maybe some of the vendor contact piece.
Yep, thank you, Jen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if anyone is interested, please let us know. Because of time crunching, we set the deadline for the end of this month. It doesn't have to be anything really complex at all. We only look for something simple. It can be totally very simple and doable, just so we can continue the tradition for this year. And thank you, Lisa Tuchen. She actually added in the chat. If you, I know that sometimes we don't want to go to the grocery store, especially now. If you don't want to do the Give Aloha, you can still enroll in the PTA membership and do the application. You can also pay through PayPal. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Okay, next slide, please, Stanford. Yeah, Jogathon. Jogathon is a really fun event for our kids, and it's a very straightforward one. It's one day and the kids just run and with the teachers, and then the sole income is a donation. There's no like goods exchange. Yeah, each year we will net about 25K last year because the building is the last year because of the playground sold tremendously in Jogathon. But usually the net profits will be over $25,000. Yeah. So all the children will receive a Jogathon t-shirt. Yeah. So this year, this school year, we hope that we can do something. Hopefully it will be kind of back to norm at that time so that the kids can actually run on the campus. So that's something we're looking forward to. Yeah, so that's something we're still planning to do, not like craft fair because it's so immediate. So we don't see it's gonna happen at all in a normal form. Okay, next slide, please.
Well, Maria, I just wanted to quickly add, this past year's Jogathon, fundraising started a bit later than normal due to our bylaws needing to be passed and the state attorney general's office contacting the Noelani president saying that until our bylaws were passed, we were not able to solicit funds. So we did get off to a late start for fundraising, but our past chair, Sandra, did a really good job, and the Noelani community came through, and I believe it was still over 25,000 that was netted. And this year, due to COVID, I believe Mr. Gustman has mentioned that if students are back on campus, it still might be an event that we are able to do, might be our only major fundraising event that we're able to do. And instead of it happening over one day, it might be spread out over a few days just to make sure that we can ensure that the kids are socially distanced and we do not, get too many kids all together. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stanford. Okay, so last major fundraising event is Mayfair. I'm sure everyone's very familiar with Mayfair. It is a big thing, even in our childhood. Mayfair usually is the biggest revenue generating events throughout the year. Although we said it's over 25K, it's slightly higher than other events. It is a major push for all the communities, and people will come, and we have the famous Mayfair dance for all the grades. Unfortunately, last year the 5th grade cannot do the tradition dancing. So I know a lot of students are sad, but this is a great tradition for us. So I think in this year's budget, we did have a decrease, right? Yeah, but not as big as the other two. Yeah, so next one. Okay, so the box top, and we mentioned in the new business already, the community report. Thanks, Lisa Imai. I think she had done a great job promoting the box top education program. And so please, parents, take advantage of that, especially now it's the difficult time, and PTA we expect we would definitely not have as much income as previous years, and we didn't reduce the expense as much at all, because the PTA has some reserves, so we think it is the time to spend the reserve to still guarantee the quality and supply to our kids and teachers. So please make a little effort and collect those small pieces. Small things will come up to be big things. So that's definitely gonna help us. So another way that you can do, and now Amazon is like so popular, everyone buys tons of things from Amazon, and if you can set up, you can buy everything from Smile Amazon. That's what I do. Instead of going to Amazon.com, you're just going to Smile Amazon, and it's exactly the same thing. It's just they have supporting options. So like I automatically set up the supporting to Noelani PTA. So Amazon will remember. So every time I go to Smile Amazon, when I log in, that supporting Noelani PTA is there. I don't need to do anything. It's like automatic. What you do is just go to smileamazon.com instead of amazon.com. And they give us just like 0.5% of the total purchase to PTA. So this is something definitely the parents, I think, is obligated to do. It's like you actually cost nothing. And I do so much shopping on Amazon, especially now, right? I almost make all the non-grocery purchases from Amazon. So, and definitely please do that. It's definitely gonna help the PTA to go through this difficult time. So another way is the Good Search. I don't use that often. It is more like a shopping website. And if you log on to Good Search and you say, I want to buy a scooter, and then it will pop up different websites where you can do those purchases, and then they will return a percentage of the sales. Yeah, it's when you use the Google search engine. Yeah, so that's the same thing, and they give us a check every quarter, I believe. Yeah, so please like our Facebook. I've noticed there are 3 Facebook accounts of the Noelani PTA, but you can probably tell which one is the one with the most updated posts are the one that we are actually currently using. And thanks, the chair, Lisa Imai, is doing such a great job keeping our Facebook website very active. And please, all the parents and chairs, please send over any pictures, any posts, anything you can think to Lisa Imai or to the Noelani PTA at gmail.com, that email address, so that we have more contents to that on that website. We wanted to make a notice that PTA does not want to post pictures with the students where you can see students' face without your permission. So when you send photos for Facebook, let's say, if there are faces for other students, and then we either have to get their permission, and then or you have to let us know that we have the approval. And if it's your own child, and we know that you're willing to do that. So it's just a small side note. Next slide, please. Yeah, Noelani dad. I don't know if Stanford can talk about it. I think you're involved as well. Yeah, Noelani dad is.
Sure. Noelani Dads is a group of dads and moms, but whoever really wants to provide muscle power to the events, usually before and after the event. And it's just a nice way to get people who may say they don't have necessarily talents to bake or to sew or do other things, but you know, it's a nice group of people. Like I see Craig Goodell on, and he's one of the Noelani dads. The three people that you see pictured here were Noelani dads for many, many years and provided support for all of the events. And it was a very nice way to just get to know other people at the school. And one of the nice things about Noelani dads is you tend to work before and, like I said, after the events. So you get to participate in the events, and you get early parking, and you get to pick a spot sometimes for Mayfair. So there's so many benefits of joining the Noelani dads. I do recall one of our former presidents having these Noelani dad t-shirts made. I guess I'll talk with Maria to see if we're going to keep that tradition going, but I was very proud to get my Noelani dad shirts, and we wear it at all the events, and it's something that makes us stand out where other parents or faculty and staff at Noelani can easily spot us and know that they can ask us for certain things. So yes, if you are a dad out there, or you would like to join the Noelani dads, please contact one of us and let us know. Of course, until the events actually start happening, we won't really be doing anything. I don't think we can even really go on campus to like clear out the cafeteria stage. But as Maria mentioned, the containers being used to store things for the classrooms anyway. But at some point, hopefully when COVID ends, we can go ahead and take things from the cafeteria stage and organize the container. But that's just one of the many things that we're going to call upon the Noelani dads for.
Thank you, Stanford. Okay. Let me do next slide. Okay, so that's the executive board name list. So we do have a couple empty positions. Nominations do need to chair Parkings and Staff Association Week. And we are really glad that right after the last meeting, one parent reached out, that's Daniel Yafuso. She volunteered to be the bylaw chair. And according to the bylaws, officers can appoint the committee chair. So for record, in this meeting, we're gonna appoint Daniel Yafuso as the committee chair for the bylaw. So thank you, Daniel, for stepping up. So next slide, please. Okay, so I think that's it. And actually there's a correction. Next meeting should be October 15th because there is a fall break. So we moved the next meeting to the third Thursday of that month. Yep. Is that all? Can you, Stanford, can you show the officer's contact information page? Oh, the general meeting, yeah. So we have 3 general meetings usually. This year we didn't have open house, so the first one we haven't happened. So we plan to have it in September during Songfest. So these are all tentative. So we have to discuss when it's gonna happen. And the last one is usually in May. So it's gonna be in Mayfair. Next slide, please. So here's our contact information. You can also email to the Noelani PTA at Gmail account if you already have that in file, which is fine. We also check that one. And feel free to reach out us if you have any ideas, any comments, any questions, and we're happy to assist. If we don't have any other questions, do we have any other questions? Okay, so we're gonna adjourn the meeting now, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. So the time is 7:01. So this month's meeting is end. Thank you.
Hold on, Maria.
Yeah.
There's questions from the chat. One comment is there's a lot of great information disseminated through the meeting. Are we able to email out flyers with key PTA info out to all the parents? I think we can put the PowerPoint slideshow on the website. I can polish that up and make sure that gets out there. The treasurer's report, as well as all the minutes, are going to be on the website as well. Let's see. And is there a question and answer time at the end of this meeting? And let's see.
Oh,
so,
okay.
If you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself if you want, or you can just type it in the chat window.
Yeah, hi, Stanford, this is Ryan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. Yeah, sorry, it took me a while to figure out how to get off of mute, but yeah, great information that you guys shared. And I'm guessing that a lot of people don't get this information because they're not logged on, or they don't have maybe they're busy at this time or whatnot. So I guess that's why I threw out that question. I know there's a flyer that Maria mentioned, but like taking advantage of this Give Aloha program, it's a very finite amount of time. And so I was just curious if, I don't know if Brian allows us to email out like flyers to all the parents, like in a timely basis, so that we can get the information out quickly, or like the shirts, for example. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, and it sounds like the due date is sometime in early October, and I'm guessing not everyone goes to the PTA website and not everyone logs on to this meeting, but I think a lot of people are willing to purchase or donate. And so I'm just curious, is there a place for advertisement where we, I don't want to call it spam, but where we almost just get it to the parents that do want to help out?
Yeah, Ryan, I send it out. As the PTA gives it to me, then on my emails, I'll attach it and send it out. It's not a problem.
Okay, awesome. And then as far as fundraising, like I'm new to Noelani, so it's the first I'm getting access to what's going on behind the scenes with fundraising. However, it sounds like a lot of the fundraising is like legacy type events like craft fair and jogathon. But are there other things we've brainstormed in lieu of, especially with the COVID environment? And I guess maybe a question for you, Brian, is like, like I've been on campuses before where like it shows like this bench was donated by this person or this was donated by this Boy Scout group. That idea center behind you looks super awesome. And I don't know if we could somehow sell bricks with names on it or
That was an idea. That was an idea that was brought up last year, and I told them just wait till the building is built so we can kind of see where we could do something with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all great ideas to be able to figure out additional fundraising and opportunities and things like that.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. I think at this time we really need to be creative. So if anyone has any ideas, you know, just throw it out to us, and we'll discuss it either in a meeting or amongst the board members. But throw it out there, please. Do not hesitate. Nothing is silly at this point. We definitely do need to figure out ways to generate new incomes because we don't know how long this is going to last. Ideally, we're going to get back to normal next year, but there's no guarantees about that. And, this meeting itself is being recorded, and after it's done, I'm going to send Brian the file, and he has a YouTube channel that he can, I think you can post the Zoom meeting too. So anyone that was not able to attend the meeting can go ahead and go look at that. But yes, we'll still put the PowerPoint up on the website because it's a lot faster to just go through it yourself than kind of sitting through. But thank you so much for all your comments, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks. And then is this the avenue where we, like you mentioned, hey, brainstorming different fundraising events, is this where we bring it up, or should we email the PTA email?
Well, if you have any ideas, you can bring it up at the meeting. Yeah,
So,
you can also shoot to emails.
Yeah, so I was kind of researching some other ways to fundraise because I was thinking that, you know, donations would be low this year, or just the usual source of revenue will be stymied somewhat. So I did find some opportunities where, like, you know, they have like a program where people donate their old shoes and that gets shipped off to some needy place. And I don't know, I mean, I've not looked deep into it, but things like that. Or like, as far as our collection, like if we go to like an automated type collection, and I know we have PayPal and the Give Aloha program, but like, I don't know if we're able to throw like an automated auction type site up for craft fair and collection through the website, where I think people are more willing to donate when it's a simple click of a mouse or using their credit card. And I'm not even saying that doesn't exist, but I mean, those are things that I just kind of thought of that are helpful. But, you know, like you said, the things that are free that really cost parents nothing, like Amazon Smile, I think that it would be great to just get that almost spammed out to all the parents, especially for a parent like me. You know, my kids are young and I didn't know about it until my son started kindergarten. And so I think there are a bunch of people that could be in that boat that are willing to donate. They may not have extra money, but just knowing that the Smile Amazon is out there, or the Give Aloha programs out there, it's free to them, but they just have to kind of put in a little bit of effort to kind of tag off of whatever existing donations they're already giving or existing purchases on Amazon.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I think it's a great idea. And especially now, we should put together some flyers for the Smile Amazon or the Aloha program, Give Aloha program. And then if Ms. Gusman can help us distribute to all the parents, and then it's definitely going to help the PTA in this time period.
Yeah, I mean, I even use, when we order stuff for the school on Amazon Smile, I use Amazon Smile so it goes to the PTA.
Right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. There was we had a chat in last month's WebEx that unfortunately we lost the chat history. Someone had volunteered to be a chair. So if that person is on and hears this, please email Maria or I or one of the members and let us know. Sorry about that.
No, it's Stanford. I might be able to find it. I emailed it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And again, if you have any idea, creative ideas, and there's no like crazy ideas now. It's only creative ideas. So anything, please reach out, pop it up, and we think we can make something happen in this difficult time. And I see a lot of parents here in Noelani. So I think we can do this. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and I'll see you next month on October 15th. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.